Welcome everybody to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule and stop by the tip chart to contribute to support the classes we're offering. We'll start with a reclined posture. Come down on your back with the soles of your feet together. If you like, you could have blocks under your knees or pillows or something else. And if it doesn't feel good to have your hips in this position, you could rest the soles of your feet on the floor and let your knees lean in towards each other instead. Rest your hands on the floor or on your body as you like. I find it nice to have a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly to feel into heartbeat and breathing. And if you want, close your eyes. Let your breath slow down and get deeper. And we're going to focus today on opening the throat. So maybe think specifically about how your breath feels moving through your throat on the inhales and the exhales. Allow yourself to make any changes in position to get comfortable or stay comfortable, because comfortable can be a moving target oftentimes. Feel your body settling against the support, holding it up. Maybe feel your throat relaxing and opening a bit more with each breath. And we talk about an area of the body, it's good to focus on the surrounding areas too. So as you are tuning into your throat, maybe as your throat relaxes and opens, you feel perhaps your face relax some more, your jaw relax. Maybe there was a thoughtful wrinkle in your forehead that relaxes out. Maybe your shoulders melt a little closer to the floor. Sometimes things get stuck in our throats, and I don't mean the mundane physical things like choking, or coughing, or congestion, but energetically things. Region, the throat chakra. If there's something that needs to be said and isn't being said, or if there's something that was said in an unkind way or at a bad time, just something that was said that maybe didn't need to be. These can lead to issues in the throat of energy getting stuck, of things feeling stuck. And this energetic stuff has physical manifestations. It could have irritation or pain in the throat or the neck, tension in the region. So we'll do some breath work and some movements today, focusing on this part. It's part of the body and this part of the energy body, throat chakra, the throat region in different aspects. But for a minute, extending outward from the throat to just check in with the rest of your body. Notice how everything is feeling, whatever sensations are present in your body right now. And especially making note of anything that doesn't feel good so that you can keep it in mind as we practice. Remembering that you're always welcome to skip or modify any part of practice. And coming back now to the throat, we'll take 3 deep cleansing breaths. We often do this before we begin moving after grounding and settling. But focusing on the throat, focusing on the sound that we make on the exhale of our cleansing or clearing breaths can really help unstick that energetic stuff in the throat. So whatever noise wants to come out as you exhale, let it out. Don't be afraid to make some noise. If your eyes are still closed, you could open them now. If you have your knees split and your feet together as I do, bring your hands to the outsides of your legs. Use your arms to lift your knees towards each other. If you had props there to hold up your legs, move those props out of the way. Draw your knees towards your chest and hug your knees. Rock side to side or roll in circles, massaging your back against the floor. And as I find myself yawning while we're doing that, a word about that, let anything that your body wants to do happen. So we're talking about the throat, we're focusing there with the breathing and with sounds. If you feel a yawn, a cough, a sneeze, a belch coming up, let it come. Release. Holding things back does not serve. Let the sole of your right foot come down to the mat, cross your left ankle above your right knee. Setting up for an energizing twist, reach your arms out to the sides, feel your shoulders pressed to the ground. Keeping your shoulders grounded, let your legs fall to the right, turn your head to the left. So opening the throat is not just about the central front part of the throat. Your throat has sides to it. It has things above it, things below it. So here, in this final twist, we're stretching the muscles on the sides of the neck, the sides of the throat region. And you might check in with the position of your head here. I learned in practice that my head, my chin dipped towards my shoulder, and when I came out of this twist, it was causing some neck pain. And to me when I asked, does my neck hurt when I come out of this? They said, lift your chin. So mindful of this when you come into the twist and when you come out, and just check that out. Check out the angle of your chin to help your neck open safely and comfortably. Slowly bring it all back to center. Cross your legs the other way. And let's twist the other way, legs going to the left and head to the right. Bring it all back to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Let's just take a few simple but big full body stretches. And now reach your arms and legs all the way out. And exhale to curl up and a ball again. Let's make our way up to sitting. You might tip to one side, press your hand to the floor to sit up, or you could rock front to back and roll your spine along the floor. I'll meet sitting up. Find good grounding contact in your seat. I'm going to let my arms hang at the sides and not on my lap to make sure my shoulders disengage here. We'll make some circles with our heads to open the neck some more. Chin come down towards the chest, roll your ear towards your shoulder, and let your gaze tip up and over towards the other shoulder. And you might, if you want here, work with timing the breath. So on the first half of the circle, inhaling, and as you tip back, you start to exhale. So the pivot of the breath from inhale to exhale happens as you're looking up, the most open position in the throat there. See how that feels. When you finish the next circle, take a few in the other direction. And circles don't necessarily feel the same in one direction as they did in the other. And that's okay. Maybe you find a tight spot and pause at the tight spot to rock back and forth. When you finish the next circle, lift your chin and look forward. Rest your hands on your knees or thighs. Inhale to bring your heart forward, let your hips tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your heart tip forward. So the first part of that movement is similar to what we did at the top of the circle. The head and down, we can let the back of the throat open, putting those muscles on either side of the spine. Stretch out. As when we work with the heart, we don't focus just on the center of the chest, but on the sides of the body, the back of the heart space, what's above it and what's below it. We work a bit with what's on the sides of the throat, what's behind, what's below, what's above. This is a great movement because we're opening the throat and the heart. After your next exhale, sit up nice and tall. Reach your hands out to the sides, rest just your fingertips on the floor. Take some side bends with some neck traction. With the neck traction, some more active opening. This muscle, the trapezius muscle here. Inhale, reach your left arm up alongside your ear. As you exhale, let your arm drape across your head. Let your fingertips come to rest by your ear. And let the weight of your arm draw your head to the left. If you like, lift your right hand and reach out a bit through your fingertips. So we're feeling for the maximum length in that trapezius. Maybe you can tell where that is. I know if I go higher than this, I feel it start to shorten. So maybe you can feel that. It's okay if you can't. Different degrees of bodily awareness take time, by tuning into specific muscles and bones and joints. If your right hand's raised, let it down. Let your neck stay passive here. Let your arm Drop, let your hands slide across your head and come down to your cheek. Let your arm lift your head to center. Let that down. That's takes practice too, letting one body part be supported by another. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, let it drape over. And then gently draw your head to the right. If you want, reach out through those left fingertips. It's a neat effect when you can start to develop the knack of having one body part be really passive and the other one support it or move it, giving your neck a break. If your left hand is raised, let it down. Allow your neck to remain passive. Let your hand slide over and slide down and use your arm to lift your head. And let that hand down. And bring your hands in front of you and just walk them forward as far as you can. Don't worry about the look or shape of the forward fold. Just walk them out as far as you can and let your neck disengage. Let your head drop. Again, increasing openness behind the throat, the back of the throat, space. Inhaling, walk your hands back towards you and sit yourself up. And let's make our way up onto our hands and knees. You might tip to the side or tip forward, doesn't matter. Bring your hips above your knees, your shoulders, above your wrists or behind your wrists. If this feels like too much on the wrists, bring your hands further forward like that. Let your hands open way up. Feel full grounding through your palms. Feel the whole palms on that mat. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. So we've already done this movement, but it feels very different on this axis than it does when you're seated. It's generally a bigger version of the same kind of movement. After your next exhale, come back to table. Reach back with your left foot and press the ball of your foot to the floor. Take a couple breaths. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you want to go further with your next inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back to the sole of your foot. And if you want to go even further here, bend your knee, reach back, take hold of whatever you can, and kick against your hand, lift your knee, lift your chin. So there's some more throat opening again here with the spine, also opening right shoulder, stretching left quadriceps, opening the whole midline really of the torso. Release, lower down, reach back and press into the ball with your right foot. With an inhale, reach your left arm to the side. To go further, if you like, on the next inhale, reach straight back in the air with your right foot. And if you like, bend that knee, reach back, see about that bind and that additional opening and stretching. Release and lower down. Bring your big toes together. Send your knees further apart if you like. Sit back towards the heels. Make your way to child's pose for a minute. Walk your hands forward. Let your head come down. Make your child's pose as active or passive as you want. Maybe come back to focusing on the sensation of your breath in your throat. Asking, does it feel more open there than when we began practice? There's no wrong answer. I don't know if it's open. Maybe you can't tell. Inhaling, slowly come forward and up. And pass back through table. And start to stand. You might use blocks under your hands to ease the transition to standing up forward fold. Having the blocks under the hands gives more room to move the leg. Step your left foot forward. It's okay to take more than one step or to use your hand to help guide your leg. Step your right foot forward. You could keep the blocks between your hands on the floor. Or let your hands hang in the air. Or drag on the ground. Or hold your elbows, bend one leg to the other. Sway back and forth. Feel the weight of your head drawing towards the floor. And everything in the neck. Feel all the muscles in the neck. Letting the weight of the arms help the shoulders relax and open, which will help the neck lengthen downward. Gently nod your head, yes. And shake your head no. Inhale, lift halfway up. Hands to the front of your legs. Feel the crown of your head. Move forward away from the tailbone. Again, lengthening in the neck. Lengthening the whole spine. Neck being just the top of the spine. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll up to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. Let it roll down past your sternum and up to the other shoulder. And then back again down to your center. And up. Face forward. Inhale, open up again. And as you exhale, cross the opposite leg. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. And draw those sort of half circles. Down to sternum. And up to the other side. And then back again. And face forward. Inhale to open up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, face front. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to face front. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Take hold of your right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. And inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale up to center, switch grip. And exhale, bend to the right. Now holding the left wrist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale, out and up again. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up, and look up with your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, let your arms come out and down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. If shorter plank works better for you, let your knees down and take the shorter plank anytime. Letting your hips come down in line with your knees and your shoulders, whether knees are raised or lowered. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Press into your hands and now lift your head. Your lower back. Could be anywhere from down here in a low cobra to the full range of cobra or to upward dog, depending on the back. But note that the heart's open in every degree of that and the throat as well. Exhale, rock back, push up through table. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet to lift your knees. Press into your hands to lift your tail. Let the weight of your head hang as you pedal your feet up and down. You might even gently nod your head and shake your head again as we did in forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. When you're ready, on an exhale, lower all the way if you want or halfway. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back it up to down dog, pass through table if you like. Let's take 3 breaths here with lion's breath. It's like those cleansing breaths where you stick your tongue out for the exhale. And gently let your knees down. Gonna make our way from table to exploring Camel Pose. I'm gonna bring my blocks into play here. So I'm sliding my blocks back here towards my feet. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands in towards your knees. So see my feet are engaged there, like that. Now, the fullest expression of Camel Pose is something I can only talk about and not really do. It's having your hands on the backs of your heels, and it's a big heart, and open it like this. And for those of us that can't do it, blocks are great. So you can have the blocks like that next to your foot, your feet. You can have the blocks like me on the tall setting. You can always shift from the taller setting to the lower setting with the blocks. So with that support under your hands, it's figuring out what's the right position, what's the right height. And think of your shoulder blades drawing towards each other. So you might rotate your arms so your palms sort of face more forward. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, relax. And maybe there's not a lot of movement. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, relax. So maybe your head tips back a little more, maybe not. And if you like on the exhales, you can let sound out. You can clear some more stuck energy in your throat. There's also a standing version of this standing supported camel where you press your hands to the small of the back. Maybe fingertips down. Sometimes we do it with the fingertips pointing up and then a deep stretch in the hands, wrists, and forearms. On an exhale, relax. Maybe drop towards your heels, let your chin come down. And just come to child's pose for a minute. A little energetic counter. And just kind of absorb that. Check in with your throat, check in with your body, with your breath. Inhale, come slowly forward and up. And cross your ankles. Walk your hands in towards your knees. You might roll over your ankles to come to a seat or tip on one hip and spin to swing your legs around. Let's all meet sitting up with the legs extended forward and feet flexed back. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, they can bend. On the inhales, think of the crown of your head reaching forward some more. On the exhales, think of lowering down some more. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart. Walk your hands down your legs as far as you can, wherever that might be. Doesn't matter how far it is. Bring your left hand over next to your right hand. Reach your right arm to the side and turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb towards the floor. Reach for your left hip and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your right hand back to your left hip. Bring your left hand over to the left foot or left leg. Bring your right hand over to your left. Reach your left arm out and turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down. Reach towards your right hip and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your left hand back to your right. Bring your right hand back over to the right side. Walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Nudge your legs in towards each other. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, leaving as much space as possible between your pelvis and your heels. And then you're going to grab the mat. You could reach over your ankles and grab the mat, or reach under your ankles and grab the mat. Walk your hands forward on the mat. Let you back of the throat open, your head drop. And it's what to walk your hands back, press yourself up to a seat. Bring your heels in as close as you can. Feet still together. Interlace your fingers, grab your toes in your hands. Wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground. This tilts your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward with your spine long. Maybe press your elbows down the inside of your legs if you like how that feels. And when the long spine will stop lowering, again, let your head drop in the back of your throat open. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, let your arms do the work of lifting your knees towards each other. Plant your hands on the floor, out here past your hips, out to the sides. Wiggle your feet out to the edges of the mat or further if you like. Let your knees go to the left, turn your head to the right. Come back to your center, knees to the right, head to the left. If you want, you can make a bigger movement here. As your knees go to one side, you can reach the opposite hand and opposite hip up, and head tips back. There's another little throat opening action included there. At the top of that, jubilant movement. Say that 5 times fast. Jubilant movement. And then let's come on to our backs. I'm going to set up for fish pose, which is a big heart and throat opener. So you come down onto your back, extend your legs forward. Zip your feet and your legs together. Arms at your sides. It's kind of a funny pose if you haven't been there before, but maybe if you have, it's still funny. Raise your right hip, slide your hand under your butt with your palm down and sit on the back of your hand. And then same with the left. Lift your hip, slide your hand under. So you end up sitting on the backs of both hands. You're still zipping your feet and legs together. And next, walk your elbows in towards each other. So you'll lift your back off the floor. Maybe all of it, maybe just part of it. So you have most or all of your weight in your forearms. Feet and legs still together. Then lift your head and your chest. And then keeping your chest lifted, keep your shoulders at that height. Let your head slowly and gently tip back. Let the neck release. Let the crown of your head just barely find the floor. Not really much with on your neck. And we're going to take some deep breaths, and on the exhales, open your mouth, let out whatever sound wants to come out there. Maybe the sounds get bigger. We're making more room. You come out really slowly and gently as we came in. Lift your head, come all the way forward. Maybe your chin touches your chest. And then let your shoulders down. This makes you talk funny. Then gently let your head down. Lift each hip and free up each hand. If your hands went numb, you can bang them on the floor or shake them in the air, or a bit of both. Just take a few noticing breaths. Let your legs relax. Maybe you were still zipping your feet and legs together. Draw your knees towards your chest and hug your knees, and rock and roll to massage your back against the floor. And then grab your strap. Open the strap up and run it under your feet with one end in each hand. We want to stay grounded here, so just notice the back of your head and your shoulder blades and your sacrum on the floor. And keep them on the floor as you lift your feet up. So your legs and your strap and your arms are long, but you're still nicely grounded. Point your toes at the ceiling. Point your toes down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Slide them away from each other. and slide them back towards each other. Take your right foot out of the strap. Press the back of your right leg to the floor. Holding both ends of the strap with your right hand, reach your left arm to the side. Draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Remember to be mindful of the height of your chin. Take care of your neck. I'm going to spend a couple minutes here just spending more time in a posture can bring different results than just spending a few breaths. And maybe that's the change in the position of the leg, the tension of the strap. Use the strap to gently guide and support your leg. Maybe the position of your head changes, maybe your neck. Find some more openness, but don't push it. Just let it happen. Invite openness. Slowly roll back up to center. Take the strap from your left hand. Press your hand down the front hip. Keep that side down. Let your leg and your arm fall over to the right. Sometimes we set up too close to the wall and have to scoot sideways. Get the leg room. So here you don't need to turn your head. Even though we're not turning our head here, you can still focus on your throat. Just check in with your neck. Sometimes we're holding tension nearby. It could be the jaw, it could be your forehead. Maybe there's some wrinkling in your forehead, like you're maybe thinking of something here or trying too hard. Just thinking of ease and openness. Not just in the hip that's clearly doing a lot here, but also in your throat that's just being here. Nice and easy, come back up to center. Raise your right leg and step into the strap. Take your left foot out, press your left leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Draw your leg over to the left and turn your head to the right. Bring it all back to center. Take the strap in your right hand. Press down on the front of your left hip. Let your limbs fall open to the right. Gently bring it all back to center. Lift your left leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up, grab your legs or your feet, and play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Whenever you feel complete with inverting, make your way to Savasana. Any resting pose you like. Get comfortable. Back to observing your breath, maybe focusing specifically on the movement of your breath through your throat with each inhale and each exhale. Focusing on something else of your choice. We're deciding not to focus and simply be here. Breathing in this moment. yourself some even deeper breaths. Invite movement to slowly return to your body, bit, bit. Letting your movements gradually grow bigger. Not neglecting the throat here, maybe just turning the head side to side or some little rolling with your head to move your neck, move your throat. Whenever you're ready for bigger movements, gently sit yourself up. If you like, bring your hands up to your heart. Thank you for sharing the practice today. The light within you sees and honors that same light. Namaste.